Okay, so let's get right into it. Millions of people are using GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic, and they're seeing incredible results. But there's this huge question looming over everything. What actually happens to your body when you stop taking them? It's a massive concern, so today we're going to break down the science of the Ozempic rebound and what you can actually do about it. So, let's start with the number that gets everyone talking, 2/3. That's right. Major studies have shown that on average, people regain about 2/3 of the weight they lost within a single year of stopping the medication. And just to be clear, this isn't some rare side effect. This is what typically happens. And this goes way beyond just the number on a scale. It's a real physical struggle. For people like Sarah, stopping the drug meant this incredibly difficult journey of dealing with not just a roaring appetite coming back, but also chaotic blood sugar swings and other digestive issues. It's a tough experience. So what is going on inside our bodies to cause such a dramatic rebound? Well, to really get it, we have to look at the powerful hormone that these drugs are designed to copy. It really all comes down to GLP-1. This is a hormone your gut naturally releases after you eat. You can think of it as your body's own internal manager for appetite and blood sugar. It's the signal that travels to your brain and says, hey, we're good. You can stop eating now. So drugs like Ozempic are called GLP-1 agonists, and all that means is they mimic this natural hormone, but they turn the volume way, way up. They push your pancreas to release insulin, they stop another hormone that raises blood sugar, they slow down how fast food leaves your stomach, which keeps you feeling full, and they send these super strong I'm full signals to your brain. But here's the crucial part. When you stop taking the drug, that loud external signal just vanishes. It's like the music suddenly stops. And your body's original settings, your natural appetite signals, your metabolism, they just come right back online to where they were before you started. And this whole rebound phenomenon really forces us to look at obesity differently. It's becoming clearer and clearer that this isn't some temporary issue you can just fix and then move on from. Right. As Dr. W. Scott Bush explains, we really need to see obesity as a chronic disease. He calls it a dysfunction of the body's incredibly complex system for controlling weight, a system that is largely hardwired by our genetics, not just a matter of willpower. Probably the best way to think about this is to compare it to high blood pressure medication. You take a pill every day to manage your blood pressure. If you stop, your blood pressure goes right back up. The medicine doesn't cure the condition, it manages it. And the science is telling us we have to start thinking about weight management in exactly the same way. Okay, so if we accept that this is a chronic condition that needs ongoing management, what in the world are you supposed to do to keep the weight off after stopping a medication like Ozempic? Well, the evidence is really clear on this. It takes a structured, long-term lifestyle plan. And this isn't just fuzzy advice like eat healthier. We're talking about a concrete strategy, a diet high in protein and fiber, a consistent mix of cardio and strength training, getting enough sleep, and this is key, regularly checking in with a doctor or a dietitian to help you stay on course. And beyond lifestyle, how you come off the medication itself is absolutely critical. A lot of research suggests that stopping cold turkey is a bad idea. Instead, working with your doctor to slowly taper down the dose can make a massive difference. It gives your body a chance to readjust and can seriously help reduce that sudden, powerful rebound. Okay, so this leads us to a really fascinating question. What if you could get your own body to make more of its own GLP-1? It turns out you can. You can actually use specific foods to help turn that natural volume knob back up, which could be a game changer for managing that post-medication rebound. Now, I know this diagram might look a bit complicated, but the main takeaway is actually super simple. It's not just one thing that triggers GLP-1. Nutrients from proteins, fats, and even specific plant compounds can all talk to these special cells in our gut and basically tell them, hey, let's ramp up production. So what does that look like on your plate? Well, protein and healthy fats are two of the most powerful tools you have. Things like lean meats, fish, beans, they're all fantastic. Some studies even point to things like whey protein as being especially good at this. And the same goes for healthy fats from avocados, nuts, and olive oil. They all help trigger that GLP-1 release to keep you feeling satisfied. Next up is fiber, especially the kind you find in foods like oats and apples. It's crucial because it feeds the good bacteria in your gut, and they, in turn, help with GLP-1 production. And then there are these things called polyphenols. Think of them as protective compounds in plants. And get this, you find them in things like green tea, coffee, and even high-quality dark chocolate. They've also been shown to give those GLP-1 cells a boost.
And that whole idea of feeding your gut bacteria brings us to the next critical piece of this whole puzzle. Because it's not just about the food you eat, but about what that food supports, the trillions of tiny microbes living inside you. They are a massive part of this story.
I want you to meet a specific gut bacterium called Akkermansia muciniphila. Seriously, this little guy has become a superstar in the world of metabolic health. It actually lives in the mucus lining of your intestines, and a ton of research now links its presence to better blood sugar control and, you guessed it, more GLP-1 production.
But here's where it gets really interesting. With Akkermansia, it is all about balance. Having a healthy amount is great. It strengthens your gut wall and helps with GLP-1. But as some research shows, if you get an overgrowth, it can actually start to eat away at that protective lining. It's a perfect example of how you can have too much of a good thing.
So the big question is, how do you promote that healthy balance? Well, it probably won't surprise you to hear that we come full circle right back to your diet. Eating a wide variety of high-fiber foods gives all your good gut bacteria the fuel they need. And including fermented foods that are rich in probiotics, things like yogurt, kefir, or kimchi, can help introduce more of those beneficial microbes into your system.
So, all of this leaves us with a really big question to think about for the future. Is the best approach to weight management going to be a lifelong prescription, or is it a targeted natural diet? Or maybe the real answer isn't a choice between one or the other, but a truly personalized approach that combines the best of both worlds.